I want to show you my latest version of my Suspender Mender suspenders. I'll call it the double strap version because the suspender has a double layer of strap the entire length of the suspender. And this has a number of advantages. One, it allows me to provide a suspender with double the holding strength compared to a single strap version while keeping the same profile. It also allows me to offer patterned versions of the suspender like the stripe one. And it also allows me to sandwich and cushion the hardware, the adjusters, and the back piece between two layers of strap, making it even more comfortable and perhaps the least lumpy suspender you'll find on the market. The back hardware piece has also been redesigned. This is a view from the inside, which looks the same when viewed from the outside. Unlike most suspenders, which have a sewn back piece that fixes the angle of the suspenders, this design allows that angle to change automatically without distorting while remaining flat, whether your belt loops are far apart or close together. And the same applies to the top straps, that this angle will adjust automatically depending on whether the straps are close together or far apart. I want to point out that the straps that run through this back piece form a V, and this forms a nice pivot point. So I want you to notice that actually this strap, I'm holding on to the same strap here, and this I'm holding on to the other strap here. So both straps that run through here form a V, and there's no seam here that can fail. This design does require some hand stitching, and that's mainly to keep the straps aligned and on top of each other and never to bear any load. You'll notice that there's one stitch here that sews all four straps that go through here together. And again, the stainless steel hardware piece is bearing the load and not the stitching. There's a hand stitch here, 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 and here, here. When I do this, I use bonded nylon thread, which is very strong, and I use a spacer so that there isn't a dimple where the stitching, so they're not tightly sewn together, so it won't create a dimple in appearance. And when I put about 3 loops of thread around, and I bring the ends in between the two straps and then tie them together with several square knots, and then I melt the ends of the thread together using a soldering iron so they won't unravel. And again, that knot is in between and cushioned between the two layers of strap, so you won't feel it. To give you more insight on how this suspender is constructed, I've made a small segment of it. You can get a better idea of the thickness of the suspender, and also that, this strap, I don't know if you can see it too well, this strap goes around and comes out the back side and vice versa for the other side, so it forms a V. You'll also notice that I don't sew all these together in the middle. I offset it, and the reason is when I put on the attachment and then the connector, I want the connector to be on the backside where it's hidden. So let me take this apart. And then I can slide off the back hardware piece. And you can see that I just have 4 lengths of strap sewn together. And again, you can see they're not sewn together in the exact middle. It's offset a little to one side to make the connection seam hidden. The other thing is to make the Y back. I can make a Y back if I just use 3 straps instead of 4, and that would be the equivalent of a Y back where you just have 1 loop to form the Y back portion. I've also expanded the widths of the attachments that are available. The original accommodates belt loops up to 5/8 of an inch, and now I have an attachment that's 3/4 of an inch. I have one that's 1 1/16 of an inch, and this one works very well with Dickies pants. I have one that's 1.5 inches, and I've used this for a pair of Cool pants that I have. In the back, it has a very wide belt loop, and I also have some Wrangler outdoor pants that also have a very wide belt loop in the back. And I made this size, which is about 1 3/4 for a customer that had 5'11" strike pants, which has very wide belt loops in the front, but only 1 inch in the back. So I made him a Y back that has these 2 in the front and then a 1 inch in the back. And because this attachment, this connector is not sewn in place, you can take these off without any sewing and swap them out for different with belt loop attachments. And again, you can mix and match them, have different widths in the front and different widths in the back. In terms of appearance, I've minimized the visibility of the metal hardware, both in terms of the back piece and the adjusters, which are almost completely hidden. And I like it. It's subjective, but I think it has a simple elegance while remaining very strong, double straps, durable. There's almost nothing that can go wrong with this back piece. And I've worn it for several months now. I like the way it looks. I like the way it hangs. It feels secure. The attachments are very reliable, and I'm very happy with this version. Until I update my website, this double strap suspender is only available by custom order. If you're interested, please contact me at suspendermender@gmail.com for the details. And thank you for watching.